What is going on, y'all? It's Ken, Beansball Card Blog, and I've got note cards. You know what that means. Man, when I saw Mike's initial Hall of Fame voting video, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do something with note cards, and my dog is going crazy. Calm down, Stella. So yeah, I'll use note cards. That'll be a creative way to do that. And now that I've seen, I don't know, dozens and dozens of videos, the creativity involved in my note cards is nothing. But that's still what I'm going to do because I'm not creative enough to come up with something like Brent from Near Mint Musings. I'm just not that creative. Hi, honey. You're on YouTube. She didn't want to be on YouTube. That's my lovely wife. So first things first, I want to wish a happy birthday anniversary to my wife. This is being posted on her birthday and her anniversary, which also happens to be my birthday and anniversary. Yes, my wife and I share a birthday, and we got married 1 year ago today. As we called it, a planned elopement. It was just her, myself, and my stepson. One of my more watched videos, I gotta say. I did a live stream of it. But anyway, so I'm not looking for gifts. I'm giving you a gift. And that gift is my 2020 Hall of Fame votes. First things first. Sorry if I'm not looking at the camera all the time, but as I've mentioned, I've forgotten some things I wanted to say in some videos, so I just want to make sure I get it all. First thing, Stella, shut up. Lord. Thank you, Mike, for putting this together. You know, I see a lot of the complaints and blah, 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 blah. Come on, y'all. Let's grow up and let's be grown men. Snoop, I forget the 5 numbers that go with him. He posted a video last week that I think echoes the sentiments of 95, 97% of us. What the bloody hell are you doing? Goofy. Mike, you put a lot of time into this, watching all these videos, doing all this. To save you some time from having to listen to me talk, I will put all of mine below, along with links. If you're watching me, you're probably already subscribed to all 10 of these, or probably 9 out of 10. There may be one you're not subscribed to. Go check them out. I encourage you to at least check them out. I think this is a great thing that you do. I think it's very cool, the patch. Not the, I don't know how to say it, not the biggest deal, but still super cool. When I was on Sports Card Forum, they have a Super Collector Hall of Fame. And I was going to get it for my Andrew Shaw collection. What I was waiting on was to hit 300. He had to have 300 cards, unique cards. And he got into the 270s, I think. 270s, 280s. And he got traded from the Blackhawks. And when they traded him to Montreal, I didn't care anymore. It wasn't anything big. You got a little badge. It's a message board. You got this little badge that you're a Hall of Fame. I think Hall of Fame is what they called it there too. Super Collector. I never made it because that happened, and because of the way they have it set up, even though he's back with the Blackhawks, I don't care enough to spend any money on his Montreal Canadiens crap. So I'll never get it. All right. Enough of that. Great job, Mike. I think it's an awesome thing you're doing, regardless of what some others seem to think or say. So for me, you need, I don't want to say just, you need something that sets your channel apart. It's not a particular parameter to me. It's just something. Great information and knowledge. Hi, honey. Entertainment value. You know, there's some guys that even I didn't vote for that are both informational and entertaining. I love being entertained. Just things like that. Time to move on. we do need some personalities in this community. I get that I'm newer. I get, I started making videos mid-2018, and then I fell off for a while, and now I'm back. I get that I'm newer, but there's some channels that are good, but you know what? They're snooze fests. They really are. We need some personalities, whether it be just some personality, some excitement for what you're doing. There's a lot of guys that are just, here's what I got, this is great, this is why, in a monotone voice. I can't do it, man. Can't do it. Just need something. Something else that I'm a big fan of is when you interact with your commenters or you're commenting on others' videos. There was a guy that I really liked that I recently unsubscribed to because he didn't bother to ever reply to comments, and I was asking questions because I was interested in his collection. If you've seen some of my other videos, I'm fascinated by the who, how, where, why, what on what people collect, and I would ask questions, nothing. So finally on one comment I said, do you even read your comments? He said, yeah, I haven't, I'm going to get better at commenting back, and then I made a couple more comments on the next few videos. He never commented back, unsubscribed. Don't give a damn anymore. For me, quality in some form is much more important than the quantity of your videos. I don't mean necessarily high production. I mean, you just gotta bring something. If you only post every week or two, but it's a great video, you teach me something, you entertain me, that's fine. That's what I want. I don't need a bunch of your 3-minute videos. Not that there's anything wrong with that if that's what you want to do. And you know what? I have some plans to do some things, and they're going to be 3 to 5 minute videos, and that's cool. But I'm going to do some other stuff too. So as I mentioned in my, I lost some of my note cards, but they're the ones I've already done. As I mentioned in my Mario Lemieux video on Sunday that I did for John Mangini, sub count, I know that's something that people talk about. They put on their note cards. I don't give a damn about sub count, and I'll tell you why. I have an interest in, even if I don't collect it, a wide range of things. I've been collecting for 32 years. I've seen a lot of stuff, not as much as some of you, but I've seen a lot of stuff, and I'm interested in a lot of things. Many, it seems, won't sub to a channel if it's not their thing. Football guys, basketball guys, they don't get necessarily talked about. I've got one that I don't know that I've seen him mentioned once in a video. I could be wrong on that, and he's a basketball guy. To me, it's just irrelevant. I don't know what else I can say. There are some great channels that have 100, 200, 300, 400 subscriptions. I just hit 300 last week, which is huge. But I see some of these great channels, and they're not even hitting 1,000. So I don't know how you hit 1,000. I don't know how some of these channels have multiple thousands. I don't get how that works. There's nothing wrong with you not subbing to a channel that's stuff you don't like. I sub to channels. I may watch a few videos. If I don't like them, I unsubscribe again. Nothing wrong with that. But that makes subscription count completely irrelevant to me. Has nothing to do with what you do, just because others don't find you. Speaking of finding, I've been using this Hall of Fame voting as a way to find new channels to subscribe to. Mike did his update on Sunday, and I think he said, God, what was it? Close to 200 channels have received a nomination. I haven't seen all of those. I'm sure there's channels that I don't. But I have subscribed to dozens of new channels that I didn't even know about. It's really slowing down now after 100 videos. I haven't watched all of them, but he said over 100, I don't know, it was like 105 videos. And I haven't seen them all, but it's slowing down because, you see the same names. You see the same, seems like you see the same, handful, maybe 7 on a lot of them. And there's a reason for that. You're probably going to see some of them again. I don't think that I matter enough that I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings because I didn't mention them. But I left some obvious ones off. Sorry if that makes me the guy that didn't vote for Jeter that all you are bitching and moaning and complaining about. Get over it. It's my vote. It doesn't mean that I don't think a couple of those guys, which I think you'll know who they are when you see my list, if you think about it, they're already shoo-ins. They don't need my vote. This is an early thing. This is year 3. Think about the guys that weren't put into the Baseball Hall of Fame until their 3rd try, or the 3rd class. Some amazing names. Maybe B. Roth 6 can tell me. Hank Greenberg didn't make it in for quite a while. So, get over it. Like I said, you don't need my vote. And look at some of the guys that didn't get 100% in real voting and for the real Hall of Fame. The NASCAR Hall of Fame is in its infancy still, and they're only putting in 5 a year. They've been around for 60, 75 years, something like that. There's a lot of big names and major champions that aren't going to get in the first 10 years when they're only putting 5 in a year. Get over it. It's just YouTube. All right. Now, that I'm 11 minutes in, finally here you go. Number 1, these are really in no order. The one thing I will say is that when I did my list, I see a lot of people said they wrote down a bunch of names and then they started going down. I actually did it a different way. I started writing names, and when I got to 10, if I saw somebody that I thought, hey, this guy should be there, who am I going to take off? It's a little bit different. Probably came to about the same thing, but it's like, which one of these, you're guy 11, who are you going to knock off? And that's just the way I did it. So my first, it cometh a egg. I guess I should do this because I don't think we see his face. Oh, one other thing about there's a lot of good channels that I may not have nominated because, for example, A League of Their Own, I actually just recently found her channel. She seems to be a shoo-in. She's listed on so many great channels list. Just using her as an example, I've only recently subscribed, so I didn't feel that I was justified in voting for her and some other great channels. Back to It Cometh a Egg. I've seen some other guys try to use their It Cometh a Egg. Well, I guess I just did it. Use the voice. I wasn't going to try to do it. Apparently, I failed. What does he bring? He brings personality. He brings entertainment value to cards. Maybe he's not everybody's cup of tea. Maybe he's not as informative as somebody like Blue Jacket 66. But he's got his niche. I love what he does. And that is why he is one of my votes. You love him. I love him. We all love him. Hey, Stella. The Mangini collection. What else do I need to say? He's been collecting for so many years. He's got so many different things. He's like me. He has a wide range. He tends to stick to baseball videos because that's what y'all seem to want to see. Most of this community is baseball. That's where he gets his most interaction. I get that. I asked him to show off some Mario Lemieux stuff. He did it. I thought it was great. I guarantee you most of you were bored to tears. Sorry about your luck. Mangini collection is great. He interacts. He just seems like the nicest guy. And he lives maybe a couple hours from my hometown at most. So maybe someday down the road when I head home, I will get to meet the man. Enough said about him. You know who he is. Just the pre-war. I love pre-war. The variety of things he does. His kindness. And I feel like he's one of those guys that pretty much is already a shoo-in, but he's going to get one more vote from me. Speaking of guys that do a variety of things, probably are already in, don't need my vote, but are getting it anyway, Scotty Tradition. Love what you do, brother. I love that you play the Warrior so much. I've commented on your videos about that. You know why I love that, because of the Charles Barkley video from the Sports Illustrated highlight thing in the 80s. Love what you do, man. And every time I look at a Bucks card, I wonder, does he need it? A man whose dedication to what he does, and he's very focused. Now, come to find out, he's doing some other things, and I'm seeing some videos where he's branching out more. But I knew him first from the Hank Greenberg stuff. B-Roth 6. Love you, man. Love what you do. Please keep doing what you do. I love seeing all this Greenberg stuff. I love, you know, there was one that you did, that you posted, I think recently. You got a second copy of it, and it was something that was hand cut and on like paper, and it was graded authentic. Just, I don't know these things, man. I love it. Please keep doing what you're doing, amigo. Uh-oh. She blinded me with refractors. As we all know, this is the best name on YouTube. I'm getting into basketball more this year. Yes, Zion Mania has sucked me in. I used to collect basketball like 20 years ago. Just lost interest in it. And this is one of the channels. And seeing his Russell Westbrook collection, hearing him talk about it, just love it, man. Obviously seems like a very great dude. He only lives apparently about 4 hours from me. Hoping to meet him someday. Maybe I'll get up to his neck of the woods and get to, what is it, Mikey Mantle's. I'll get up there someday. But man, you get my vote. Love what you do. Can't remember what this guy's nickname from Eric is. I think it's the Prodigy. The Apprentice? No, it's the Apprentice. Because I told him he was fired. Triple Crown 24. Is he going to be our newest, youngest Hall of Famer ever? I think so. Hell of a nice guy. Interacts. Multiple platforms. We chat on Twitter a little bit. Just a hell of a nice guy. Love seeing his, not only what he collects and the focus of his Miggy collection, but the card show stuff. I love seeing card show stuff. Recaps, what he's doing, how he's doing it. Love it. Great stuff. So, a channel with high quality, very informative, very informative. Bowman 53. If you haven't checked out his channel, you're nuts. I love what he does. I'm excited to see the future of your channel. I'm also excited that you're going to leave that name. But yeah, interested to see what you're going to do, what your next project is. Keep up the great work, man. Love it. Modern vintage collector. You've seen him, you know him, you love him. I don't have to say more. And my last one is 90s b-ball cards. I have recently gotten into basketball cards again, and watching him open stuff that I was opening years ago is extremely fun. He's one that I haven't seen him get any votes because there's not a whole lot of basketball in this community, at least that I've found. It doesn't mean it's not there. I haven't seen it, but I love what he does. Again, another guy that seems like a great guy, interacts on multiple platforms. We interact a good bit on Twitter. Love what he does. Keep up the great work, Jay. So that's it. Those are my votes. I want to say congratulations to not the 10 that I voted for, but everyone that has received a vote. Congratulations. I've actually received a couple of votes that I've seen, and what scares me is that I think Mike's going to take away their vote for future years. If you're voting for me, yeah, I don't know, man. But anyway, to everyone that has voted, regardless of who you voted for, if you haven't voted yet, you still have 2 days to do it. It's like we say every 4th of November. Just get out and vote, man. Doesn't matter which way you vote. You need to go out, vote, have your voice heard. Hope everyone has a great evening. And again, good luck to everyone. And maybe I'll be the first to say congratulations to the 10 that become the 2020 YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame class of 2020. But I think I already said 2020. Have a great day, y'all. Happy collecting.